What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be talking about Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2, the newest DC animated movie and the sequel to Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1. An endless army of shadow demons bent on the destruction of all reality swarms over our world and all parallel Earths. The only thing opposing them is the mightiest team of metahumans ever assembled. But not even the combined power of Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, and all our fellow superheroes can slow down the onslaught of this invincible horde. What mysterious force is driving them, and how do the long buried secrets of the Monitor and Supergirl threaten to crush our last defense? I haven't been the biggest fan of the DC animated movies since they did the Tomorrowverse reboot that started with Superman, Man of Tomorrow. I feel like their quality in animation and dialogue and voice acting has really cratered under a new director and a new universe that they have to set up. I did think it got a little bit better with Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1, but I did find that movie to be instantly forgettable. And that's kind of how I feel with Part 2. It is better than Part 1, but it is still forgettable. What I do think they do a better job here is the animation. Yeah, sure, you still have a bit of the stoic-y, robotic, static animation that you see, and there's a few shots where you can still see the really thick black outlines of the characters, and it did take me out briefly, but for the most part it looks a lot better. It flows more, it looks a lot more fluid, especially in the action set pieces. The action set pieces are really fun. When shit starts to happen in this movie, I'm having a grand old time watching all these superheroes fight on a parallel Earth in different worlds. Really fun. The voice acting here is a lot better too. I've been critical of Jensen Ackles as Batman because it feels like he's just reading off a teleprompter. There's a couple instances of that. Supergirl, whoever voices Supergirl, there were a few line readings where I was like, oh, that's rough. That sounds definitely like a first take, not a second or third or fourth take type of line. And it sounded like somebody didn't direct you very well there, or you are reading off a teleprompter, but everyone does a great job. And I love the little Easter eggs here. Minor spoilers if you're really looking forward to this. I kind of geeked out when I saw Batman Beyond Terry McGinnis Batman in this movie, voiced by Will Friedle. Awesome. Awesome. He gets like one line of dialogue, and I'm like, it's Will Friedle. And it was just nice seeing Terry McGinnis come back. And I just love the conflict, the mysteriousness of everything, the Monitor, how he's monitoring all the situations. Although when the Monitor pops up, I just had to think of the Monitor from Halo, because there's a couple of robots that look like the Monitor from Halo. And even though the Monitor isn't a robot, the name itself, I was like, that's a name from Halo, isn't it? It is, for sure. And he looks like this big purple grape, so I was like, it's Thanos plus Halo. That's what it is. But I get all this is in the comics. I can't really fault them. They're just adapting comics here. But it did jar me a little bit. It took me out of the movie for quite a few seconds, just thinking about some other things. Where I think this movie falters is it tries to do so much in so little time, even though it is a three-part story. It's trying to throw everything against the wall, and it's trying to get you to roll with it. There's something happening with Supergirl and Monitor. There's something happening with Green Lantern at the end. There's something happening with Batman and what he's got to deal with. Where's Superman in this equation? There's a lot. It's 95 minutes. It's still a lot for a three-part story in the middle chapter, but it does bring up a lot of intrigue as to where part 3 is going to go and what they can do with these characters in part 3 and what their arcs are really going to be, because I feel like even in this one, some of these characters just pop in and out, are kind of just like, here, we're here in this because it's a multiverse story. Everything's got to be a multiverse story now. And that's it. They kind of just exit the equation. I think we definitely need a little bit of a tighter writing team for the next one. It shouldn't try to do as much as it possibly can in such a little time, even though it is a three-part story. That's probably why they split this thing up into three parts. I guarantee you this was originally two, and they were like, nope, we can't do it in two. We got to do three. So part 3 is going to be coming at some point later this year, I bet. With that being said, I did find it enjoyable. And Jeff Lemire, who is now the director and overseer, it seems like, of this Tomorrowverse universe, it seems like he's starting to put the pieces into place. He's starting to feel more comfortable as a director. He's no Sam Liu, that's for sure. I think Sam Liu had a good grasp on the previous DC animated movies, but where this takes place in the rebooted timeline in the Tomorrowverse, the guy really didn't have as much of a grasp as to where this was going to go, I don't think. And it is strange that 5 of these movies rely on either the Justice Society or the Justice League, it doesn't feel like there was time to build up a lot of the heroes, and it still feels that way. So I do have to fault the movie for that. But it does seem like we are getting a clearer vision as to where this is going in the future. I'm going to say you'll enjoy Justice League Crisis on Infinite Earths with just over half a bucket of popcorn. Part 2. So if you guys have seen Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 2, let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. I'll leave my link to my website in the description below as well. You guys are the best. Thank you for watching. My name is Alex Madden, and I will see you at the movies somewhere.